Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I hope everybody had a good holiday. I hope everybody ate enough, and I hope everybody is ready to finish out this year in December. And today's podcast, we're talking about sports, CTM sports today, where we give takes about trending sports topics. Please like, share, subscribe. Check out our other podcast, The Thinking Game, where we offer takes on urban topics from people that grew up in an urban environment or community and navigating the corporate and tech space as we work because we're not celebrities. We actually work full-time jobs. But how do you navigate that? How do you think through the process of sometimes it seems like it's a thinking game, man, how you gotta approach life. And that's what we talk about. So definitely like, share, subscribe. Watch the other podcasts if you haven't got a chance. Help us grow on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, CTM TV Little Rock. All of us at the bottom right here. Um, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Even on Facebook as well. Thanks for watching on Facebook. I've been seeing a lot of views on Facebook relative to what we're doing. You gotta keep in mind, like we're actually working full time, so we don't have a bunch of marketing and stuff like that. Still working on that part, but we'll get there. So we're just building one brick at a time, brick by brick. So with that being said, today's topic, we're gonna talk about does money affect your ego? Let me know in the comments. Do money affect your ego? Sometimes, we always talk about these athletes and when they hold out, they do all this. But we never had that kind of money, floating around, millions of dollars. If you grew up in the regular people like we do. But let me know if you got that kind of money, will it affect your ego? How you go about doing stuff? Let me know in the comments. So a couple of things we're gonna talk about today is Angel Reese is benched and nobody is giving answers. Stephen A. Smith warns her about ego tripping after success comes knocking. We're gonna get into that. Another one is Jim Irsay, billionaire owner of the Colts, says in an interview that he was profiled by the local police where they was at in Indianapolis somewhere for being a rich billionaire. Pulled over because he was rich. He was a rich billionaire. Was he out of pocket for saying that? Let me know in the comments what you think. And another topic we're going to talk about today is KG is saying that we are holding on to the past and diminishing the present great players. Was he right by saying this? Let me know in the comments what you think. Was he right by saying this? Or is he kind of trying to navigate, tiptoeing around a real fact? So before we get into those topics, I gotta go over. I'm Colorado, win, lose, or draw, baby. I'm Coach Prime, Colorado Buffaloes, all day, every day. Let's talk about the final score. They played Utah today, and they played a good game, but they still lost. They lost 17-23. Utah won. They scored a touchdown late, and the defense really couldn't stop them from moving the ball, running the ball, rather. They did pretty good on passing, but the running, they had their run game. They gashed them. One guy had like 100 yards, 160 yards, I think. Running quarterback. They had another running back who's an athlete. He played safety and played running back. But yeah, they couldn't stop the run game today. That's what kind of killed them. In my opinion, let me know what you think. If you saw the game, I thought that um, my guy Travis Hunter, that was a touchdown before halftime. I thought that was a touchdown. I thought he grabbed it, caught it, fell, and he had it right there on his chest when he came back up. However, the ref overturned the call, said that he lost control of the ball. I think it was, I think it that was a messed up call, but that's why they always tell you don't put the game in the ref's hands sometimes. Because if they would have had that touchdown, it would have been a totally different game. But you know, it don't really matter. They played, and They played and they just got competed, but they just couldn't come out with the win. My bad, trying to do some back end stuff. So Edwards made a nice play. He caught a pass on a trick play from a Horn. It was sharp. Wait a minute, stop to Horn. Stop. He threw it over the Horn, and Horn caught the ball and threw it over the defense to Edwards, and he caught a touchdown. That was the first touchdown. Shador Sanders was out of the game today. He was injured from the last game. He took a pummel in that last game. So he was out of the game today. So they had to go with a freshman, Ryan Staub, and he played pretty good. I know he probably wish he can get that fumble back, but you getting hit by those D linemen like that in the back. That's not an easy hit to take, especially when you don't see it coming. But he played pretty good for a freshman. Travis Hunter balling out today on offense. I mean, he was torching Utah DBs. I mean, that guy's an athlete, man. He was tracking the ball, making catches that receivers normally don't make. He did really good today. I mean, I think he would have had 2 touchdowns if they would have took that touchdown back, but he was really running a bunch of torch go routes. It seemed like go routes and a couple of slants he caught, crossing routes. But yeah, he had a good game today. Really good game today. And like I said, he was robbed by the refs. They should have won that game, but in my opinion, if they didn't want to give him that touchdown, but you live, you learn, right? But they didn't get blowed out. I take it sometimes, they didn't get them a chance to get the ball back. Utah, get them kudos for being smart, doing the victory formation. Just like my boy Dr. Dewey say, sometimes to get to the victory, all you gotta do is just take a kneel and do the victory formation. But some teams still want to be aggressive. But Utah said, nope, we're not gonna give them the ball back. A minute 43 left. We just gonna run the clock out. That's what they did. Game time. But it's gonna be interesting to see who we get out of recruiting this year. Because you got a bunch of recruits flying across the wire saying that they're gonna be going to Colorado next year. So I mean they won 4 games, so better than one game. They won one game last year. So I'm really interested to see how they're gonna do this year. Now he got a full year in. He kind of know where his team is at. He kind of know where things are going. So I'm really interested to see how that goes with the team next year. How's it gonna go? So our next topic is Angel Reese is benched. I think it was some couple of other games they didn't go to. She didn't go to the islands with him for some tournament they didn't go to. So Stephen A. Smith, shout out to Stephen A. Smith on this podcast, told her he don't know if it's true or not, it's just speculation. But he asked her to watch your ego. Sometimes success comes at you a little fast than what you're used to. You start hanging out with the stars. You start going to these big events. The NIL, they said she's making like some meals, couple of meals a year. I can only imagine how hard it is at 19, 20. I don't know but she's young, but how does to not get to you? How does, when you feel like that you're making the same money as a coach or more, and you feel like, why is this coach talking to me like this? I'm a I'm a star. And you have to still have enough humbleness to play your part until it's time to go to that next level, even though you have all the success and things that you want, but to stay humble in the role that you're in on LSU team. I can only imagine how hard it is for a 20-year-old. Because I know Mike at 20, if you gave Mike at 20 $2 million, and I don't know, man. I don't know if the coach could say. I have to see. I don't know, man. Mike at 20 took a totally different guy. Mike at 40. So if you were a mentor to Angel Reese, what would you tell her? Let me know in the comments. What would you tell Angel Reese if you was a mentor to her? If you could sit down and talk to her. Because what I would tell her is don't let the money get to you. Um, don't allow the coach to get under your skin if she's trying to do that. And at the same time, you have to maintain a level of professionalism no matter how much money you make. especially if you're playing on the team, because the team is going to always say that we're a team. It's not one person. Even though you're the best player on the team, you still have to be smart in the moves that you make. Because thinking about this next question is she hurting her money or brand going through this situation? Let me know in the comments. Is she hurting her brand or money going through this situation? Because sometimes, you feel like you're doing the right thing, but on a grand scale, you may not uh, be doing the right thing on the grand scale of things. You don't want to mess up your draft stock. You don't want to mess up your brand. People saying, is she gonna come in and do this in WNBA? Is she gonna be like this? Is she gonna be whatever? I don't know whatever she got going on, but don't mess up your brand. It take a while to build it, and sometimes you can tear it down by a 5-minute mistake and tear it all down. That it all it took to build your brand. So please, protect your brand. Don't let people throw you off your game. Sometimes playing sports, especially on that level, now with NIL is more mental than it is talent. And talent can only take you so far, but that mental, it's like our podcast, the thinking game, that mental thinking game can take you further than talent could ever take you. So don't mess up your brand. That's what I would tell her. Just be smart. I don't know what's going on. Don't matter, but don't let the money get to you because there's more to get to, but you got to be smart and strategic to get there. So our next topic is Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts. Let me know if this money or ego. Is he out of pocket for claiming to be profiled? He said he was profiled because he's a rich billionaire and he got pulled over with prescription pills, $39,000 in cash in the car in a local town in Indianapolis. And he said that the police profiled him. He don't care what nobody think. He's just telling the truth. And my question is, does he really know what profiling is? Because it's easy to say that when you're a billionaire, but what about for regular people? Because you got to think he was riding around with somebody's salary, $39,000. Some people make that a year. That's their salary a year. He riding around in his car with cash, and he said he got profiled. So let me know in the comments if that's out of pocket what he's saying. He got profiled because he's a billionaire, which is crazy, but I don't know. Let me know too. What is it like to be profiled in an urban area? I know for me, um, living in the urban area, we always thought about, when I was in my 20s, I know I did. I always thought about, man, if I do this, if I roll like this, like if I get dark tint on my windows, I'm probably gonna get profiled. So a lot of times we rolled glass house. We didn't put tint on our windows because we didn't want to get pulled over. Certain sides of town at certain times at night, you risk you increase the chance of getting pulled over. That's like being on Asher, back then, being on Wright Avenue, you risk your chances of getting pulled over. Rims on your car, you risk your chance of getting pulled over. Um, Sound system in your car, 212s, 215s, beating down the block, you risk getting pulled over. So something to think about. Don't We always think about putting ourselves in position not to get pulled over, not to get profiled. Something about gold datings. If you in the hood with gold datings, you think you're gonna get profiled. It's probably gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, the consensus is. But this guy's a billionaire, right? And the question is, what was he doing probably on that side of town with 39,000 in cash in his car with prescription pills? But a whole nother story. I let him deal with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But for him to say he was being profiled, though, I don't think he understands. He's a little desensitized to that. I don't think he understands what it is to be profiled. Because being profiled as a billionaire versus being profiled as a regular working person, two totally different things. Because when you're a billionaire, you can get out of situations. You pay the right lawyer, you know who to call, and next thing you know, everything's settled. You don't got to worry about it. As a regular person, if you get into legal trouble, you don't even, a lot of times you don't even know the steps to get out of trouble. You just going through the process, little by little, but you don't know to call a lawyer and if you can even afford a lawyer to call to get you out of trouble. So my last question is there enough money that you can have to say whatever you want? Like you feel like you're free, you can say whatever you want. Because he said he's a billionaire, he don't care what nobody think. He gonna say the truth because he's a billionaire. So I guess he feels free. You can say whatever you want. But for us regular people, is there a monetary amount that you can have that you feel like you're free? You can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and it won't matter. Because here's the thing: when you get to that much money, how do you keep that money coming? Because it's not about money; it's about generating. In my opinion, anyway, it's about can you generate money? Kind of like a franchise, kind of like a McDonald's or something, or let's say NFL team. Every Sunday they probably making millions of dollars off concessions, TV deals, and stuff like that. They just generate money. But for us regular people, how do we generate money like on that level? If we can even get to that level. Because you can't get there without a team. You think about ownership of a team. There are many moving parts and positions and employees. But as a individual person, regular person, how much money do you think you can make as an individual regular person without a team, without people doing stuff for you? It's just you. What's the max you think you can make without feeling like you're getting burned out? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. So, um, last little section before I get to the quick hits is Kevin Garnett said, "Are we missing out on greatness? Holding on to the past? Are we missing out on greatness?" He was telling Stephen A. Smith that sometimes you can hold on to past players like Michael Jordan and Magic, and you forget about the present players like Steph Curry and LeBron James and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments, was he fair by saying that, or was he kind of dancing around the bush? Because I think he said he's tired of people trying to compare Michael Jordan to LeBron, and you diminish the greatness of LeBron, of what he's doing in his career. So let me know, was he right or not? Let me know in the comments. And is there such thing as fair criticism? A lot of players now, they don't like to be criticized by journalists. They say they don't know nothing about basketball or sports at all. So why are they criticizing? But my question is there such thing as fair criticism? If you're playing bad, can somebody say that you're playing bad? If you're playing good, can somebody say that you're playing good? If you're playing suspect, can somebody say you're playing suspect and you not be sensitive about it? But that's the time we're living in now. Criticism. Some people view that as negativity, but I say there's sometimes criticism can help you go to the next level if you can filter through and not look at it as this person's attacking me. Really look at the crux of what they're saying. But some people can't get past the point that you're criticizing them. I had to learn through that as a young man when I was in my 20s to learn that um, you're gonna get criticized in life. It's just how it is. You're gonna get criticized whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad. You're gonna get criticized either way. You can either learn how to live with it, or you can get stuck in it. And it depends on your perspective, your angles of view, and your personality. All up to you. So my next question is: does ranking players divide our culture in generations? When they try to say top five, this person's number one, this person's number two, this person's number three. Does that cause tension and division when people do that? Have like a top five list, or is it just some people are sensitive about that and it really don't matter? Let me know in the comments. I don't think it's a divide. I think generations, everybody look at things different, probably based on their surroundings and the culture they grew up in. But for what it's worth, everybody has their own view of how they view greatness or what they like and what they perceive as greatness. And The question is, can you be comfortable with another person's opinion, even if you're not on the top of their list? That's the question. Can you be comfortable with another person's opinion, even if you're not in the best light or on the top of their list? Or do you feel like you got to be the top of everybody's list? Then that goes to fair criticism. If you're not, and if they give you why, can you take the criticism and feel like it's not being an attack on you? That's the question. And the next thing is, are we missing out on the game going to another level by holding on to the past? This is another thing KG said to Stephen A. Don't miss out on where the game is going, holding on to the past. Pretty much what he was saying is we never seen nobody like Steph Curry back in the 80s and 90s. We never seen nobody like that. We never seen nobody like LeBron in the 80s and 90s. You know, the closest thing we seen maybe Karl Malone, but he wasn't moving like that. He wasn't shooting threes and nothing like that. He was purely a post player from elbow to block, elbow to the block. So let me know, are we missing out on where the game is going? Or are we holding on to the past? Because Wimbyana, 7'6", playing whatever position on the floor, probably what, three, a point forward or whatever. You know, that's crazy. Back then, somebody that tall would only be playing center. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. Are we holding on to the past and diminishing the present where the game is going now? Give me some engagement. Hit the like button. Give me some engagement in the comment section. So my last topic. Oh, well, quick hits anyway. Quick hits. A couple of those, and I'm gonna get out of here. Is, did Tom Brady benefit from the NFL quarterback rule changes? Let me know in the comments. Did Tom Brady benefit from the rule change? I think he did. Like I said, I think he benefited from Bill Belichick putting him in the game, number one. Then number two, when they changed the rules about hitting quarterbacks in the knees and you can't hit them here and hit them there, it benefited him because now you can stay in the pocket longer because you know that you can only get hit a certain way. So it gives you a little that extra second to throw the ball, knowing that when that D line that D end come towards you, he has to hit you in the torso area. He can't hit you anywhere below the waist. Then if he do, guess what? You get another down. Like you get, think it's a penalty. You get another down, a first down, automatic first down, roughing the passer. So it's just something to think about. Like if he played, not holding on to the pass we just talked about, but if he played in the 80s and 90s, will he be the quarterback that he was? And that's a big if. But I think, in my opinion, though, if Belichick didn't put him in the game and kept with Drew Bledsoe, would we even be having this conversation? That's the question. Because I know a lot of players that were really good, but the coach didn't put them in the game for whatever reason. Whether it wasn't his pick, maybe he didn't like him, or he didn't like his attitude, a person's attitude. I don't know, but if the coach don't put you in the game, you can't showcase your talent. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I don't know no other way around that. But let me know what you think in the comments. Did Tom Brady benefit from the rule change? So another quick hit topic is Skip Bayless, is that effect, the Skip effect, is it happening again? Is Skip doing it again with Richard Sherman? Or is this for clicks and ratings? Let me know in the comments. They had a little kind of, I'll say a little light back and forth spat where it's talking about tackling and stuff. And Sherman was trying to tell him that you don't know nothing about football. You didn't make any tackles. So how can you tell me about what's unnecessary roughness and what's not? You didn't even play football. But he was trying to cut Skip off when he was talking, and Skip said, "Can I talk? You gonna keep cutting me off?" So he didn't go full tilt like he used to. I can tell he kind of guarded now. But Sherman kind of went off. But Sherman wasn't in the studio either. He was remote. So it's a little easy to go crazy when you remote. But let me know in the comments. Was this click? for clicks and views? Because I know they kind of doing bad on views. They're trying to catch up with Stephen A. and First Take, but I doubt they will. Or was it a real situation? I think it was for clicks and views, in my opinion. But then our next question is, how long will Sherman last this season? Will he last the whole season, or will he probably be done by the halfway in the season? Let me know what you think about that. Will he last on the show with Skip? I mean, yeah, with Skip. Will he last on there with Skip? How do you think about the show? Do you think they doing good without Shannon? Because to me, it don't seem like it's not the same without Shannon. It seemed like Shannon just brought a different kind of balance to the show that Irvin and Keyshawn them don't bring. But I understand Keyshawn and Sherman them doing it for the check. Jay Boogie, what would Jay say? I think it's for clicks, but it's okay when Skip cuts somebody off. But when Richard do it, it's a problem, and he's on the hot seat. So it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. But yeah, Skip do cut people off too. He do, and but I had to give it to Skip a little bit. He usually would get loud and go off. No, 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 it's my turn. But he didn't do that this time, so I was kind of looking for him to do that, but he didn't do that this time. So um, I think I could see them telling the Richard uh, and Skip they gonna have to ramp it up a little bit. They got to get them ratings up behind the scenes. I can see that, but we'll see if he can make it through the whole season. Or not, we'll see. Let me know how y'all like the first take so far. I like Nightcap better. I do. I like Nightcap better. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just do off top of the dome real fast, and we get up out of here. Let me know how long you think Shannon gonna last at ESPN. How long you think he gonna be able to do that until he gets so big? He ain't gonna be able to work for anybody. He gonna only work for himself. That's why I think he headed to. I think the Nightcap is gonna get so big, he's not gonna be able to work for ESPN. He's gonna have to work for himself. Because you're only doing it 2 days, what, Monday and Tuesday? Next thing you know, it's gonna be on Mondays. The next thing you know, he gonna be just doing Nightcap his own thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but let me know in the comments. Do you think Shannon gonna stick around for a long time, or you think he just doing it kind of to get his feet under him with doing his own thing? Because it seems like that's what he's doing. He's getting ready to build his own platform. Period. And I don't think he's gonna be able to work for another network. They're not gonna be able to pay him enough. His value gonna be too high. Stephen A. Smith making his own podcast. He's building his value up. How long can ESPN keep paying him his market value if it keep going up? And they say they losing money. So let me know in the comments what you think. You think Skip and Shannon and Stephen A gonna be able to hold it down, ESPN for a longer amount of time, or do you think it's only a matter of time? Let me know in the comments. This is Mike. Come by to Drop Their Sports today. Happy holidays, everybody. And I am signing out. Like, share, subscribe. Help us grow on YouTube. And we are signing out. Thanks for watching.